Hi all on this gorgeous day. So this is Margie and we're going to talk about this round of class card kits. These were the original cards that I made using the Celebrate Sunflowers stamp set and using the alcohol blends to colour. Now I appreciate that the greetings are not all lined up, but I wanted to show you this because this is how I actually stamp these cards first, and I cut the cardstock. So I'm going to turn them around like this just so you can see them the right way around, so you're making some sense of it. So I had three options. Now, as much as I'd love to show you this in class, we can't because I can't give you a stamped image, but we can. I have been able to approximate this card for you using die cut. So I'm just going to move these out of the way and show you the die cut card. Once again, we're still using Celebrate Sunflowers bundle, and we are still using beautiful papers, etc. So this is the card that you'll be making with your kit, and I've used Artistry Blooms paper. Now it's in the annual catalogue and it's pretty bright, so I've chosen some fairly bright colours because I wanted it to look like the vibrant spring colours in our garden. I've also, so the base piece of your card, and let me grab these because you'll have a variety of colours in your kit. So you've got one, these are how they cut out, and this was the DSP that I cut them from, so you can see. So I'm just going to pop this in here so you can sort of see where it came from. There we are. I'll pop that away now. And you'll have one of these, and the colours are pretty random because they're variegated through. The other side of this paper is this one, so it's very bright, and you probably didn't look at very carefully in the catalogue because you thought, I don't really know if I can use that, but it's great for background. So I'm going to show you how we're going to put this together. You'll think, oh, I've only got one card in my kit, but this is actually just one flower. But this is actually only the one flower. So we'll start with that first. And I'll also give you the mechanism of how the card works. So in your kit you've got, let me grab it, you've got a base like so, which is, it's 18 centimetres this way and it's 21 this way. So it's part of your A4 sheet, and you've got two pieces of Whisper White. One's for the outside of the card and one's for the inside. And approximately it just takes under 2/3 of a piece of A4 cardstock. And I've also given you a layer of ornate layers. This is your greeting layer. You may need to pop out a few bits. And what else have I put in your kit? I've put in your kit also some bits of some die cut pieces of the DSP and some plain ones in So Saffron. I chose So Saffron because the colour went really well with everything. So let's get started with your card. See, these dotties are quite easy to pop out. You shouldn't have any trouble with that at all. So when you've popped all of those out, I think the next thing you really need to do is just squish them off to one side, is to actually work out how this is going to lay up. Now, the easiest way I've found, and that was more good luck than anything else, is to look at where you've got these curvy petals. Now, I can see that I've got curvy petals here, and I've got sort of a smaller one in there, and so I'm sort of thinking that's where it's going to be, because I really only want to tack this down, and I'll be catching it on at various other points. You'll really want to have your I would suggest you use Tombow for this. You probably need to be quite sparing with your glue under everything. And my suggestion also when you're doing this is to move your flower up out of the way. Oops-a-daisies. So you really want to try and make sure you've got it placed correctly, so that when you've done all your gluing, you can find the spot where it's meant to go. Now you might find a few of these bits are just being a bit obstinate, so you can just take them out. Once again, I'm just going to double check because this is going to be the challenge. Right, so I'm going to keep that as square on as I can while I grab my glue and hope that this one sort of does work on camera for me. Oh, look at it, it's going to be beautiful. And then I'm going to dot in the tiny thicker bits. And I'll be going all the way around. But as you can see, I'm being really sparing with it. I think, you know, perhaps I could have sponged the glue, and I've shown you how to do that before, but I don't really want to do that now. I think I'm happier just dotting, and I can probably retrofit a bit of glue if I have to later. So I'm just going to do it like this. So this is probably this is going to be one of the fiddliest bits of the card. Let me now just tip that up, and there we go. I might have to wiggle it a bit to get him round. And I hope I'm in view. I can't quite see. I think I am. Let me move it down. Rightio. And I've managed to just take that off skew while I've been looking at the camera. There we go. So that's now got that. Now I'm just going to stand up and make sure I still am in view. And I believe I am. Okay. So now with my card, I want part of it. I'm just going to grab the one I did because that'll help me to decide, to show you what to do. Now I want part of the card here, and I want the other, or part of the flower here, and I want the other part down here. So the first thing I'm going to do is I want this side to be bigger, to have more of the actual flower in it, and I probably want it about there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this down first. I'm not going to put much glue here because as you can see in this card, I've tucked a leaf under there, and I do want to do that with this card as well. So I'm not going to glue under here. I'm just going to glue this bit on the card. So now let me show you how I'm going to do that. So I'm going to move this across, still in view. I'm going to flip this way because then I can make a bit more sense of it. And I want it more than halfway on this bottom bit of the card, but I haven't done really under here. So and I want it there. Now if you're making multiple card fronts at once using this technique, you would have all your pieces stacked up together, so you would then just be slicing through. But we are not actually able to do that. So now I'm going to, with my scissors, I'm actually going to cut this flower. And if you do it from the back side, you'll be able to see what you're doing. Right. So I've now got that flowers down. I now will be rotating this bit of the flower, and I'm going to pop him up there. And I'm happy with that about there. So now this one is probably a little bit easier. So once again, you're just going to apply the glue on the back here. There we go. And because I'm using Tombow, it will slip a bit. So I've got the beauty of that. So I'm okay with that. So there you go. So that's my 2 bits of sunflower down. I have actually managed not to stick that, so I'm really happy about that. I'm going to poke this little leaf under here, so you can just take your flick those bits out. As I said, I left them in there because I thought you might actually, some of you I know like using those little bits. I might just turn this around so you can see it, and I'll get some idea of what my placement of my leaf is going to be. And if you need to, sometimes you can just sort of tuck take your pick tool underneath to get a bit more leverage. So, but I'm sort of thinking that will probably do me about there. I'll be happy enough with that. So there, once again, all I'm going to do is tack these tiny wee bits here. I don't need much else. And the tiny bit where they join, where the veins join the outside of the leaf. That should be enough to do it. Pick up my fingers. There we go. And that's down. If I wanted to retrofit a bit of this in there, the easy way, I'll show you how to do that, because it's not actually really hard to do. I just take a very small toothpick and a little bit of scrap, if I can find a bit of scrap handy. I've emptied rubbish bin, so that's not much use to me. This will do for the time being. You could use your silicone mat here, but since that's further away than this, I'll just use a bit of scrap, and I can actually retrofit a bit of glue under there, which will anchor that down. And if I need more, I can come back with a bit of glue and just tuck it underneath. There. So that's part of our card front. The other thing I did leave with you, somewhere it's under the detritus, is a middle. I cut a center for your sunflower. Cutting a sunflower so it's not in half means that you can put your middle of your sunflower on one, and doesn't look really weird that it's not on the other one. So and I didn't dimensional, I just popped it on some glue. Once again, try and miss your dots, otherwise the glue will ease through. There we go. Oh, he's not going to go. Maybe I did pop it on a dimensional. Oh. I think I'll try that, because it obviously isn't, you've got a bit of gap there, so it's probably going to work better if you pop a dimensional underneath. So I might just do that really quickly. And I've got a bit sort of here, which will work. And see, that's better. All right. So the next trick for you will be to do your greeting. Now, I've used the greeting from Celebrate Sunflowers, and it's this one here, Thanks a Bunch. Now, this greeting is actually for everyone here, because it's my thank you to you. So thank you, everybody. So this is a thanks a bunch for you, and I will choose a color that goes with this. Now, on the previous one I used Blackberry Bliss, but I'm thinking this time I might use Gorgeous Grape, because there is a bit of the deeper purple in here, and I think it'll lift it and look really pretty. So I shall be back in a jiffy with that, and we'll keep going. I have my stamp all ready to go. I'm just going to bring this over here just for this here, so you can see. Now, I've actually chosen to have my greeting, it's a little bit further toward the right hand side, because I knew I wanted to put these wheat or grasses here. So I will do the same thing on this one, but I can't see. Sorry, I'm going to have to stand up. So I can't actually see what I'm doing. Here we go. And then what I'll be doing with that is I'll pop that one up on dimensionals. I'd like it about there on my card, and I'm probably going to put these sort of here. You might have one up and one down. I've also given you some of the Artistry sequins. They're quite bright, beautiful colours. I've given you a couple of, there's 2 of each different colours, because they're really they coordinate with the DSP, and they'll lift that. Now I reckon that'll work, and I'll probably put some bling over here to balance this off. So I know that's how I want my placement. So now I'll be lifting up this greeting layer with some dimensionals, popping it down. I'll make it miss that middle bit there, and then I can put the whole thing on the card for you. I should be back in a jiff. So now we've finished this card, and well, you haven't finished it because you haven't got a greeting on, and I'm going to leave mine without a greeting on it because I think I might choose something later on, but this will do me for now. I probably won't even lay it up on the inside yet. I'll probably keep it to one side so I can finish it later. I've just got to put the bling on the outside of the card. You've got, as I said, you've got 2 pieces of each of the colours, so you'll be able to choose where you want them. And we're done for this card. So you have your slimline card. It'll fit really easily into a DL envelope, and yeah, great fun. New card to do. My suggestion is probably make multiple at the one time so you can, get maximum use of your, your cardstock pieces. And the remaining piece you have left over from your base, you can use it if you want an extra layer on this card. So it's a really, I think, a good and efficient use of your cardstock. So have fun, and I shall be back shortly with our next card for today. Bye.